Kadosh Boker or Daf Yomi Masechet Batra Daf Amud Aleph 77a1. Says the Gemara, Amar Ameimar. Ameimar comes and he says, yeah, Kilchata. What is halacha? Otiot niknot b'mesida. Shtarei chov, which we're talking about, debt documents are going to be acquired with mesida, which means that you just give it over, right? Just like the words of Rabbi. So Elmaleh Rav Ashi Ameimar says, Rav Ashi Ameimar, Gemara or svara, is that like a masoret you have, like, is it a tradition? Or is it that it's a logic, right? What is it? So Elmaleh, he says, Gemara, you have a Kabbalah. So Rav Ashi says, svara namihu, no? But it's not only just the Kabbalah. There's a logic for it. Diotiyot milenin. At the end of the day, shtarei chov, right? They're just stam dvarim be'alma. It's not mammon itself. Remember, it's like legal tent. It brings to money, but it's not actually money. It's like a check. A check is not actually money. It's something which leads to money, but it's not actual money. But words with words, that's what he's saying, they're not going to be acquired other than with words. So therefore, the cut of the kinyan has to be, it can't just be with a word. It has to be that you're giving over with an action. Because once you're giving over with an action, it's something else. So says the Gemara, velo, are you going to tell me that it can be acquired through words? Rabbi Yitzchak says, Rabbi Yitzchak, he says, Shne shtarotem, there's going to be two different shtarot. Okay? V'zachu basadeh leploni. What happens right now, if they're going to be zocheh to sadeh ploni, v'kitvu lo et shtar, and they wrote the document. Chozer b'shtar. So again, it could be chozer bo, then chozer basadeh, but he's not going to be chozer in the sadeh, in the actual field. Al menat shetichtvu lo et shtar, but if he comes and he says, on condition that you're going to write the document, Choser, he could actually retract ben b'shtar ben basadeh, which means he could actually retract on the entire thing. Okay, there are three ways of the concept of a shtar that did not get to the hands of the mekabel. Trade, two of them were the first two that we just mentioned. Okay, and the idach, the third one, is im kadam mocher v'katav tishtar. What happens right now if the mocher came and he preempted it? And what happened was is that he came, and even before the kinyan, he went and he wrote the shtar. Okay, in Zayin Mubet 77b, right? Just like we learned over there, right? This was a Mishnah in Kuf Samech Zayin, where it says kotvin shtar lemocher. We're going to write a shtar for the mocher. Af al pi she'en lokeach imo, even though there's no lokeach with him, right? Kevan sheichzik zeh b'karka, since it's going to be, there's going to be like a chazaka in the karka. Nikneh shtar b'chol makom shu. So he's going to acquire the shtar any place where it is. And that's what it means, right? That we learned that when you have a property, right, which is basically nechasim that en lahem achrayut, they don't have achrayut. What is that? Metaltalim. Anything which is metaltalim, movable objects, there's no achrayut. Why? Because it could disappear, right? A piece of land, it can disappear, but this could. So niknin nechasim shesh lahem achrayut bekesef shtar b'chazaka. With kesef shtar and chazaka, you could acquire it derech agav, meaning to buy it, but you need kesef shtar and chazaka. So answers the Gemara, agav shani. No, agav is completely different, because since it's completely different, right, of the halachot that we're talking until. As the Gemara, dehamatbea. What about a matbea? Matbea is a coin. Lo nikne b'chalipin. It's not going to be acquired with chalipin, right? Remember, chalipin is like the exchange. I give you the para, you give me the chamor. So you take my para, and automatically you get my chamor, right? Ve'agav ara nikne, and it's going to be acquired agavara. That means even though it cannot acquire through chalipin, it could be acquired through kinyan agav. Just like if Papa had 12,000 zuz, akninu, right, bevechuzayim. Akninu nialen, he was ikna otam to Shmuel Baracha, agav asifa debeite, right, by the, the doorpost of his house. Okay, so kiata, when he came, nafik lape at tavach, he went out to him until this certain place called tavach, and he was so happy that he brought the money. So from here we see that matbea, that even a coin, is going to be acquired agav karka. Okay? Aval lo machar lo et ha'evadim velo et ha'matzofim velo et ha'anatiki. So we already said that if a person sold a ship, he didn't sell whether it's the slaves or the sacks, which they used to use as a how do you call this, for the transport of the boat. Velo et ha'nitiki. My nitiki, what is that? Amar Papa iska de v'gava. The schora on the inside the ship. Macharet akaron. If you sold now the agala, the chariot. So again, we're going through all the different parts of the houses, yeah? So we're talking about now the boat, and now we're talking about the chariot. So you sell the chariot. Macharet akaron, lo machar et pradot. So you didn't sell the pradot, which are basically the animals which use it to ride, right? To drive. So he says in the opposite as well. Macharet pradot. If you sold the animals to drive, you didn't sell the chariot, which is the caravan, whatever you want to call it. There's different words for it. Macharet tzemed. If you sold, this is the all of the bakar which is on the shvarim. It means basically it's like you put it on top of them. I don't know how you say it in English. It's basically you put it on top of the animals, and that's what makes them all go together in one unison. You have it there in English? What does it say? Yeah, this is called the tzemed bakar. It's it says here, Rabbi Yudal, man. Oh, okay. So Rabbi Yudal comes and he says, Hadamim modein. 1 second. Check the price. Meaning, 1 second, if you're going to tell me now that it's including or not including, whether it's a chariot, whether it's animals, check the price. If he paid a high price, that means it included everything. If he didn't pay so then nothing. Yeah? Fine. So, right, he says, right, Ketzah, Amarlo, if he says, Mecholi tzimdecha, right, the 200 zuz. Yeah, sell me the tzemed for 200 zuz. Hadavar yadua she'en tzemed b-200 zuz. We know that it's not 200 zuz, right? So therefore, if he paid such a price, for sure, meaning if I'm going to come and I'm going to tell you, listen, what did you buy? Well, yeah, I went and I bought the house, right? He says, no, maybe you only bought the, I don't know what, the land. So, well, check the price. You understand? So therefore, according to the price, you're able to know. Chachamim say no, and adamim raya. The price is never going to be a proof. It could be that you just bought it for more expensive or bought it cheap or whatever. The price is never going to be a proof. Okay? Fine. Tani Rav Tachlifa bar Marava kamed Rabbi Avu. Right? Taught Rav Tachlifa bar Marava in front of Rabbi Avu. Macharet karon, macharet pradot. If you sold the karon, you sold the pradot. So he says, Ana no machartran. Says, what are you talking about? I thought we said that you didn't sell it. So Elmaleh, so he comes and he says, Ismeh. He says, what, should I take it out? Elmaleh, he says, no. Titargem matnitech badukin bo. Right? What does that mean? We're going to be mefaresh the braita, right? That it's adukin bo, that it's tied to it. So therefore, if the caravan is tied to the animals during the time of the sale, so then I'm going to say, listen, I'm selling you the piece. I'm looking at it. I think that includes everything. Right? That's like many times what they do, on the internet or other places like that. They come, they sell you something, and they show you a picture. And you come, you see. Now, if they don't come explicitly and tell you this is not included, it's misleading because you think that you're getting everything here. All of a sudden, no. I was only selling you this little tiny thing. You understand? And it's, again, this is all here. Fine. Says the Gemara, if you right now came and you sold the tzemed, so you didn't sell the bakar. So he says, what's the case exactly? If you're going to tell me now the karu, the tzimda, bakar, that you called the tzemed, and bakar, so obviously you didn't sell it. You sold them the tzimda, you didn't sell them the bakar. So it says, but rather, the karu nami bakar tzimda. Once in a while, you call the bakar also tzimda. So therefore, you sold the entire thing. So he says, what are we dealing with? In a place where they sold the tzimda, bakar, sometimes they also call the bakar tzimda. Rabbi Yudah comes and he says, what does that mean? That the money is actually showing you the price. So the money is not going to be approved. So ask the Gemara 1 second. If the money is not approved, so why doesn't it be tul mekach? Why? Because at the end of the day, if he paid such a high amount, so therefore it should be a bitul mekach because you overpaid. And we already know that. Right? Amud Aleph. Now, you're going to tell me that there's no such thing as bitul mekach for the rabbis. But now we learned in the Mishnah Metzia, Rabbi Yudah comes and he says, Mocher sefer Torah be'ema margalit, en lehem there's no such thing as onah by a sefer Torah be'ema margalit. Amrulo, they told them, lo amru ela et elu. There was only these things. Again, that means basically we said in the Mishnah, vadim shtaro kakao v'kdeshot. But the chavatzim that you mentioned, right, there is onah, and therefore that's why we said that there should be onah, even according to me. Onah meaning overcharging a sixth. How much is a sixth? 17%, right? The majority of the people's like profit margins here in these stores are not even 17%. They're probably double that. You understand? It doesn't matter. But the concept, 1/6 is 17%. Okay. So he says, "Mayen damim raya namidetani." So what does it mean then? En damim raya, right? So he comes and he says, right? He says, "Dahavi bitul mekach." It's going to be bitul mekach. If you can answer also, Kiyamu Rabbanan. What did the rabbi say on how bitul mekach? Only if the dot is going to be toeh. But if it's not going to be make such a mistake, lo. Why? Meaning like this. I would say there's going to be a bitul mekach if there could be a mistake done. But if there's going to be such a big difference, there was never a mistake. So for what were you doing? For sure you give him a present. For sure you give him a present. So for in such a case, you're not going to say that it's going to be also a mistake. A mistake could only be. Why are you going to sell? Yeah. Basically, I want to come. And I know. Yeah, but so you could make a mistake. It's like a gift because, meaning something which is so out of this. You're going to say, listen, it doesn't make sense.
How did he pay so much? Because it was a gift.
Exactly.